And I did ask them, by the way, are there any words or phrases you should stay away from when you're negotiating? And boy, I got to tell you, this was the most consistent thing ever, because they all said almost all the same words.
I'd like to take your statement, please. I need to know the facts. You hit 6 people walking home, now they're lying on their backs. The truth is just one small thing that your story lacks. Did you have the green light? Were you in the right? I'd like to take your statement, please. I need to know the facts. Jack.
Well, hello, everyone. Glad to have you back. As promised last time, we're going to get into words to avoid. Before we do that, got to do the important thing. Oh, and by the way, welcome to the Opera House, Sydney, Australia. Isn't it beautiful? I've actually been there and taken a tour. It's beautiful. If you ever get a chance, I'd recommend it. All right. Well, our trivia from last time, we got to get our prizes out. I said you're going to get a kid's ant farm. And the question, called Adamant, had to do with where did they get the name Petiole harrisonfordi for some ant species? Harrison Ford the actor, Harrison Ford the ophthalmologist, or Harrison Ford the inventor? And indeed it was Harrison Ford the actor. I don't know why. Probably made some donation to some group, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe they just liked him. But anyway, that was the right answer. So congratulations to our first 3 winners. You guys are going to get in the mail your own kid's ant farm to give to a kid of your choice. Okay? Unless you want it. Hey, if you want to have it, have some fun with it. Okay? All right. Well, I talked about you want to gain credibility. And one way in claims that we lose credibility is we use certain words and phrases. And I gave this to you last time. Mr. Jones, I had a chance to take a look at your file and came up with a value of about $30,000, which we feel is fair. Be willing to make an initial offer of $30,000. I can only pay $3,000 for your lost wages. I'm not going to put up the second paragraph yet. I just want to focus on the first one. We're going to talk about words to avoid. Now, when I had the chance to interview and monitor some extraordinary claims negotiators, just amazing, what was so consistent about these folks was how they saw things, how to change someone's mind, how to make sure you see their point of view before you try to get somebody to change their mind, and those types of things. And I did ask them, by the way, are there any words or phrases you should stay away from when you're negotiating? And boy, I got to tell you, this was the most consistent thing ever, because they all said almost all the same words. And so I'm going to go through the major ones with you. All right? The first word or phrase that they said you really want to stay away from is willing to.
Don't say it.
See, the problem is when you tell someone we're willing to pay you $30,000, we're willing to put a new bumper on your car, we're willing to extend your ALE for an extra week, whatever. Anytime you use the words willing to, what do the words willing to mean? The words willing to basically mean I'd rather not. That's why you're saying willing to. You're not saying I want to. You're not saying I'm happy to. You're saying I'm willing to. And what that conveys to many people is that you'd rather not do it.
I don't want to, but I will.
I don't want to, but I will.
You know that, right? If somebody says, hey, I'm willing to take you to the airport, you know what that means, don't you? Do they want to? No. They'd get out if they could. Boy, I'd be willing to. But, secretly they're saying, boy, I hope I don't have to. You tell a customer what you're willing to do for them. You're not sounding magnanimous like you think you are. You're actually sending a message. This is the least I could do. And I'd get away with doing less if I could, but I just can't. So this is the least I can do. You think you're sending a message about being, like I said, magnanimous, when in fact you're actually not. So there's a very big difference between we're willing to pay you $30,000 and you know what? You're entitled to $30,000 and I'm going to make sure you get every penny. These are two different things. Now, don't worry about attorneys right now. We're just talking about unrepresented customers. Okay? Insureds, claimant, injured workers, whatever it is. Okay? Don't worry about attorneys. We've got a whole nother section about them. For now, just the person that you tend to deal with on an everyday basis in a claim. If you're trying to settle a claim without the attorney, then you don't want to use the terms willing to. All right? Willing to, like I said, means I don't want to. Now, if you're going to sell a house, you could say, I'm willing to sell the house for $400,000. Because you want to let the person know, I don't want to do this, but I will. It kind of seems like a concession.
I don't want to, but I will.
I don't want to, but I will.
But remember, what's our job in claims? Our job is to pay people every single penny they're entitled to give them what they're owed, which, by the way, is exactly what they're entitled to. It's exactly the same amount. But when we say what we're willing to do, we're actually making it sound like we'd rather not do it. I was monitoring a phone call, and an underwriter got a call from an individual, this gentleman. He calls up and he says, oh, we bought this new car. We want to switch the insurance to this new car. And the underwriter says, oh, yeah, I'll be willing to do that for you. So she puts the guy on hold, and I hear him talk to his wife. And the wife says, or asks him, well, what did she say? You know, Harry, whatever. And Harry says, oh, she said she'd be willing to do that. And the wife says, well, that's big of her. I almost laughed. I mean, think about that. I mean, are we willing to do it? Well, isn't it your job? You go into a restaurant and you tell the hostess you want to have a seat, and she says, well, I'd be willing to seat you. What would your reaction be? Be willing to seat me? Aren't you supposed to? So every claims expert negotiator I talked to said, you don't want to say willing to. We're happy to do this. This is what we want to do. This is what you're entitled to. I want to make sure you get every penny. This is what we're going to pay you because it's supposed to happen. Stay away from the words willing to.
Don't say it.
Okay, like I said, we're willing to pay $30,000 is very different than, you know what, your claim is worth $30,000 and I'm going to make sure you get every penny of that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, well, we've got one down and, gosh, 8, 9, 10 more to go. Okay, before I leave you, though, as always, call me or email me if I could help in any way. I'll answer any questions you got, go over any information you want, and like I said, I'll even role play with you. And I am getting calls with people saying, hey, I wouldn't mind practicing. Are you sure? Yeah, I'll practice with you. All right, let's do the fun stuff. Let's give away another trivia prize sponsored by our friends at Latitude. This one's going to be a dictionary. Now, why? Why, Carl, are you going to give away a dictionary? Because our trivia question has to do with letters, words, I suppose. Our category is called In the Beginning. Okay? So the category is something to do with words. So you're going to win a dictionary there. There are more words in the English language that begin with this letter than any other letter. What is it? Which letter is it? The letter T, the letter S, the letter M. Send me an email, no Googling. Come on, we got to be fair here. And by the way, I forgot to mention this. If you've already won a prize, you could answer the question, but you're not eligible, okay? I'm going to try to spread the wealth around. So you're not eligible to win more than one prize in these series, okay? Maybe next year when we start the customer service or the time management ones, you'll be eligible again. But like I said, answer the question if you want. Take your best shot. What do you think? Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. When we come back, oops, there we go. When we come back, we've got another word, and the next one is going to be a word we use all the time. And I'm telling you, you're not going to like giving up this word because you use it all the time, but the experts say don't do it. All right, see you soon. All right, well, if you like these videos, please hit the like button. Also, please subscribe. And if you would like to be notified when we do put up a new video, please choose the All button under Notifications.
Welcome to our fun claims unit. We make new friends every day. We are always smiling and happy. Where our work just seems like play. Welcome to our
into a unit.